Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Dharvika Giri Hari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nityal Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtar Shatashmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai Nityal Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtar Shatashmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtar Shatashmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Shatar Shatashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Shatar Shatashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Maha-bhagavat Srila Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannātha Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Patadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vrata Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Avishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund Ki Jai Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Nimāi Gaur Premanande Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata Ki Jai Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Śrī Caitanya-charitamrita Ki Jai Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhagavatam Ki Jai The Gaudiya Bhashya commentary Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Nimāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Hari Bo. Let's see, who is there? Haribo, Raseshwari Mataji, you're back. And Ganga Mataji. It's so amazing, Ganga Mataji, that you're able to join from South Africa. Must be, so early. And pranams to anybody else who's watching. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's choose a song about Sachinandan Gaur Hari to sing. I'm going to share my screen. We can pick something out. Whew. I'll sing something short because I'm not feeling too good. Let's do Paramakaruna. Right. Hari Bol, Nri Hari Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Hare Krishna. Okay, the two lords, Nimāi and Gaurachandra, are supremely merciful. They are the essence and the crown jewels of all avatars. And they are the source of absolute bliss. O brother, worship Chaitanya Nimāi with unwavering faith, renouncing material enjoyment and drowning yourself in that ras of worshipping them. Let your lips chant, Hari, Hari. Just see, dear brother, in all the three worlds, no one bestows mercy like they do. Animals and birds shed tears, and stone melt upon hearing narrations of their glories. Lochan Das says, since you remain submerged in material enjoyment, the aspiration to take shelter of their lotus feet has not arisen. Thus, you suffer the consequences of your own misdeeds, as meted out by Lord Yama. the Lord of Death. Okay. So Parama Karuna. Parama Karuna Pahu dui jana Nimāi Gora Chandra Sabaya avatar Sara Shiromani Kevalayananda Kanda Kevalayananda Kanda O Sabaya avatar Sara Shiromani Kevalayananda Kanda Kevalayananda Kanda Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nimāi Sudrida Vishwas Kori Oh Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nimāi Sudrida Vishwas Kori Avishaya Chariya Shera Simajiya Vishaya Chariya Shera Simajiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Dekho re bhai Tribhuvane Nai Emona Doyala Data Dekho re bhai Tribhuvane Nai Emona Doyala Data O Pashu Pakhi Jure Pashana Vidare Pashu Pakhi Jure Pashana Vidare Shuni Jar Gunakatha Shuni Jar Gunakatha Sangsare Majiya Rohili Poriya Shepadena Hiloyasha Sangsare Majiya Rohili Poriya Shepadena Hiloyasha Apana Karama Bhunjai Shaman Apana Karama Bhunjai Shaman Koye Lochana Dasa Koye Lochana Dasa Apana Karama Bhunjai Shaman Koye Lochana Dasa Koye Lochana Dasa Parama Karuna Bahudurita Nimāi Gora Chandra O Parama Karuna Bahudurita Nimāi Gora Chandra Sabaya avatar Sara Shiromani Sabaya avatar Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Kevala Ananda Kanda Nimāi Gora Chandra Nimāi Gora Jagannātha Jaya Nimāi Jaya Gaur Jaya Nimāi Jaya Gaur. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Nimāi Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Okay. Hari Bol Champak Didi. Oh, Ganga Mataji saying I look very tired. Yes. I just explained this in the previous program, but I was sick last night and I didn't sleep for a single minute the whole night. So, I was awake all the way till it was time to start the japa program and everything. I vomited a bunch of times. Yeah, and so vomiting, diarrhea, all that stuff. But I think today I'm just gonna take it really easy, and then hopefully I'll be able to go to sleep early tonight, and I won't look like this tomorrow. So, okay. So, let's do the Mangalacharan, and then we can begin our reading. It says my internet connection is not very good, huh? Maybe just check this thing. One second. Let's see what the internet's like. Okay, and we'll begin our... Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. So, Caitanya-bhāgavata Mangalacharan. Agyātimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tar Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sorry, one second. Ajanulambita bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaikapitaro Kamalaya-taksho Vishwambaro Dijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro. Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannātha Sutaya cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya te namaha. Avatirno Sakarunyo Parichinno Sarishvaro Śrī Krishna Caitanya Nityanando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje. Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama Kanakabha Kamalaya Tekshana Parajanu Vilambi Sharbhujo Bahuda Bhakti Rasabhinartaka. Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro Jayati Jayati Kirtis Tasya Nitya Pavitra. Jayati Jayati Bhrityas Tasya Vishveshamurte. Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyanam. Ādi Śrī Caitanya Priya Goshtir Charane Ashisha Prakare Mor Tanda Paraname. Tabe Bando Śrī Krishna Caitanya Maheshwar Navatipe Avatara Nama Vishambhar. Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvam nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshaya kshiptashtakamaditaranga madhye kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let's sing now. How does the song go? The verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita and glorification of Vrindavan Das Thakur and Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Ore mura loka shuno Chaitanya manga Chaitanya mahima jate jani beshaka Krishna lila bhagavate kohe ved vyas Chaitanya Leela Vyas Vrindavana Das Koila Chaitanya Mangal Jahan Rashavane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal Chaitanya Nitar Jate Janiye Mahima Jate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhante Sima Bhagavate Jata Bhakti Siddhante Sar Leki achen iha jane koriya udar Chaitanya mangala shune jadi pashanti javan Seho maha vaishnava hoy tatakan Manushe rachite nare aiche granta dhanya Vrindavana dasa mukhe vakta Śrī Caitanya Vrindavana dasa pare koti namaskar Aiche granta korite ho tari la sanskar Narayani Chaitanya uchishta bhajan Tar garbe janmilo Śrī dasa Vrindavan Tar ki arbhuta Chaitanya charita varnan Jahara Shravana Shuddha Koila Tribhuvan Sahaje Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amrite Dhan. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet, and when they are described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Gaudiya Bhashya commentary of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. 1 second. Oh, Krishna. Whew. 1 second. Just need to drink some water. 1 second. Alright, so Hari Bol, Kishore Prabhu, pranams.
Gaur Hari Bol.
Gaur Hari Bol. And let's see who is on Facebook and YouTube. Hari Bol, Sudevi Didi, Dandavat Pranam. Alright, so if you just came, the reason why I look like this is because I am sick. Yeah. And so, but the show must go on. I don't want to break a day. We haven't broken a day yet. I think we've been reading, I don't know how many days we've been reading for, but many days. And so, yeah, we'll just get through it. But sorry if I'm a little not as enthusiastic as I normally am. Alright, so Kishore, would you like to give a summary of what we read the other day, or should I read from the chapter summary by Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami? You can let me know which one.
Sure, I can do a summary.
Okay, cool.
And yeah. So Vrindavan Das Thakur began and with the Mangal Charan, and after his Mangal Charan, he glorified the sannyas, the Brahmantra ceremony of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of Nimāi. And he said that it was a very festive mood. There, everyone was singing songs, and they were playing drums, and flutes, and long flutes called sanai. And Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur wrote in his commentary that at the age of 8, it's usually when the Brahmin boys get their Brahmin thread. And then he discussed a long purport of how it's by qualification that one becomes a Brahmin and not by birth. Then it was described how Nimai looked like Vaman Bhagavan, and how he was enjoying his pastimes like the Vaman avatar, or clean shaven head, walking around umbrella as well, and everything. And after getting his Brahmin thread, he went and then begged Bhiksha. And yeah, everyone was enchanted by the Lord's form of Vamandev. And Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote, "But may that Nimai as Vaman avatar donate to me in charity his lotus feet, so that I can serve him." Then it was described, and then Vrindavan Das Thakur described how Navadip was a very, very scholarly place that everyone came to Navadip to learn, and how the students were with their teachers, that the teachers were all very learned, and the children would fight with each other like, "Oh, your teacher is not so learned," and someone say, "Oh, do you know whose disciple I am?" And then they would begin, and then the kids would begin to fight, right? And one boy would like throw mud at another one and start beating each other, and then one would slap the other and then jump immediately to the Ganga and swim across us to safety. And you commented, "Boys will be boys." And yeah,
They caused so much ruckus, right? That the whole Ganga would become muddy, and the Brahmins wouldn't be able to go bathe there, and the ladies wouldn't be able to get water from the Ganga because they're just like total mayhem.
yeah, it's a group of boys fight. I think the Brahmins must have looked at it. It's like, "I can bathe later." And the ladies probably looked at it like, "Hey, we'll come out later." That's probably what they were thinking. Yeah, because they would be causing a mayhem. Sounds kind of fun. And it's described that Jagannātha Miśra who came to Gangadas Pandit, and he offered Nimāi to Gangadas Pandit, and like, "Here's my son, and I want you to teach him." And Gangadas Pandit happily accepted Nimāi. He accepted him as his best, one of his best students, or his best student. And it's just, and Vrindavan Das Thakur goes on to describe how Nimai Pandit would fight with the other boys, like making a whole bunch of different arguments. He would refute the arguments of Gangadas Pandit with a whole bunch of logic and nyaya, and then he would re-establish them. He would say, "No, these are not correct," and then give so many reasons why, and then he would ask, "Okay, and now who can defeat my arguments?" And then when nobody could defeat his arguments, he would re-establish those same arguments of his guru, and he would do this constantly, and then he would go and fight with the other boys, like, ask me anything you want," and like, "Okay, why are you so annoying? Ask me anything you want."
Why are you so conceited? Why are you so right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Levi didn't answer the question. He's like, "Anyway, ask me anything you want." And he would argue with different students of Gangadas Pandit. Amongst them, the best were Murari Gupta, Krishnananda, and who else?
Shoot, forgot the name. Kamalakanta, I think.
Kamalakanta. Murari Gupta, Kamalakanta, and Krishnananda. And then Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur wrote in his commentary various pastimes related to Murari Gupta. Various pastimes of Murari Gupta, once composing the Śrī Ramashtakam, and then Mahaprabhu becoming very pleased with him and giving him the name Ramdas. and another.
I forgot to mention this yesterday, but who is Murari Gupta and like what's his sarup?
Shri Bajrangbali Hanuman ki jai. Jai ho Bajrangbali. Jai ho Bajrangbali. Jai Hanuman Gan Sagar Jai Kavesh Lan Ujag Ramadut Atilil Baldama Anjani Putra Pavanas.
Wow. Hanuman Chalisa, that's so awesome. So then after that?
And after that, Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur continued listing other pastimes, how once Murari Gupta offered obeisances to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu became displeased with him. Like, first you offer obeisances to my brother Nityananda. And Mahaprabhu explained to him the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. And then the next day, Murari Gupta offered obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu, and then Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu became very pleased with him. About a year ago, Shripad Badayan Maharaj, she spoke about this. It's like, and he was saying, Mahaprabhu told him, Murari, Nityananda is my elder brother. You give pranam to him first. And Badayan Maharaj said that that is in his Gopinath Gauri Mat, when they do Archan, they actually first give the article to Nityananda, then they go to Gauranga. And then he says, yes, and then the same thing with Krishna Balaram. We first worship Balaram, and then we go to Krishna. That's how.
Also in Archan we worship Guru first before we worship Mahaprabhu, don't we? Like we do Guru Archan, then we do Gauranga Archan, then Radha Krishna Archan.
Yes.
Same principle, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't in there in Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur's commentary, but you mentioned how the famous pastime of Mahaprabhu instructing Murari Gupta to worship Shri Krishna. And Murari Gupta was thinking, how will I give up the worship of my Ram? But yet Mahaprabhu was instructing me that I must worship Krishna. I don't know what to do. Better I give up my life. And Murari Gupta, he was getting ready with a sword. Okay, I'm getting ready with the sword. I'm sharpening it, and I will kill myself with it. And during that time, Mahaprabhu knocked on the door, and it's like, who is it? And like, it is me. And Mahaprabhu said, it is me, Nimāi. Nimāi Vishwambar. And Murari Gupta was thinking, oh, Mahaprabhu has come. I have to open the door. Mahaprabhu came in, and Mahaprabhu opened the door. Murari opened the door, and Mahaprabhu came in. And Mahaprabhu asked Murari, everything is all right? Oh, yes, Mahaprabhu, everything is all right. Mahaprabhu said, are you sure, Murari? Everything is all right? No problem, no issue? And Murari said, yes, everything is nice. Everything was wonderful. And Mahaprabhu said, then why are you trying to commit suicide? And Murari Gupta fell at the feet of Mahaprabhu and begged him, I cannot give up the worship of Ram. I cannot give up the worship of Ram. And Mahaprabhu began to laugh. Murari, I know you can't. And I only perform this pastime to glorify you, to show the world how much devotion you have for Sri Ramchandra.
And does Mahaprabhu say something like, glorious is that servant who cannot give up his master, and glorious is that master who cannot give up his servant?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. And then after that, it began and with Jagannātha Miśra. Vrindavan Das Thakur was going to describe Jagannātha Miśra's dream, which we'll read about today.
Yeah, and there's something about Jagannātha Miśra praying, right? So didn't he like? I think that's what we ended with. Let me just look.
Really quick. Jagannātha Miśra Prabhu. He was worried about Nimāi, and worrying that any bad spirits or like ghosts or witches would come and attack him. So he started praying for Nimāi's safety, and that's kind of where we left off at.
Yes. Okay, that was great. That was a really good rundown. Thanks. I definitely wouldn't have been able to do that, so I'm very grateful. Okay, so after enjoying and one other thing was the Ganga. See here, the Ganga was wanting to have the fortune of Yamuna. And Mahaprabhu fulfilled all of Ganga's desires by performing his pastimes in her waters. And so Lord Gaurasundar is like a wish-fulfilling tree that constantly satisfies the desires of the Ganga. After enjoying various pastimes in the water of Ganga, Śrī Gaurachandra joyfully returned home. The Lord then worshipped Vishnu according to regulation, and after watering Tulsi, he took his meal. Immediately after taking his meal, the Lord took his books and sat in a solitary place. The Lord, who is a crest jewel amongst the demigods, fully absorbed himself in his studies and composed his own commentary on the sutras. Seeing his son studying attentively, Jagannātha Miśra floated in an ocean of bliss and forgot whether it was day or night. Every day, Jagannātha Miśra felt indescribable happiness on seeing the face of his son. Śrī Miśra drank the nectarian beauty of his son's form in such a way that it appeared he had merged his body with the Lord. Jagannātha Miśra, however, considered the happiness of merging with the Lord be most insignificant. I offer unlimited obeisances at the feet of Jagannātha Miśra, whose son was the Lord of innumerable universes. In this way, whenever he saw his son, Śrī Miśra Chandra would float in an ocean of bliss. The beauty of the Lord surpassed that of Cupid. Each of his limbs was extraordinarily beautiful. Seeing the beauty of his son, Jagannātha Miśra thought, I am afraid that my son may be attacked by ghosts or demons. Out of fear, Śrī Miśra surrendered his son at the lotus feet of Krishna, as Gaurachandra smiled while watching from a secluded place. Jagannātha Miśra prayed, O Krishna, you are the protector of all. Please glance mercifully on my son. Whoever remembers your lotus feet will never face any disturbance at home. Those sinful places where you are not remembered are the residences of ghosts, witches, and evil spirits. My dear king, and then there's a verse from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. My dear king, wherever people in any position perform their occupational duties of devotional service by chanting and hearing, there cannot be any danger from bad elements. Therefore, there is no need for anxiety about Gokul, while the Supreme Personality of Godhead was personally present. O my Lord, I am your servant. Everything I possess belongs to you, so please preserve it. Therefore, do not allow any obstacle or danger disturb my son. In this way, with folded hands and fixed concentration, Jagannātha Miśra constantly begged for the Lord's mercy. That's where we left off yesterday. So we'll continue on from verse 92. We're reading up to verse 183. Okay, Hari Bol Indira Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Okay. And Sudevi Didi, Hari Bol. Okay. Daive ek dina swapna deki Mishravar. Harishe Vishad Boro Hoilo Antar. Then, one day, Jagannātha Miśra unexpectedly had a dream that filled his heart simultaneously with happiness and lamentation. Swapna deki stava pori dandavata kore he Govinda Nimāi rahuk mor ghare. After the dream, he offered his obeisances and prayed, O Lord Govinda, let Nimāi stay at home. Sabe evar Krishna magi tora thai grihasta hoiya ghare rahuk Nimāi. O Krishna, this is the only benediction that I ask of you. Let Nimāi stay at home as a householder. Shachi jigyasaye boro hoya vismita esha kalvar kene mago achambita. Astonished, Shachi inquired, Why are you suddenly asking for these benedictions? Gauriya Bhashya by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. The word achambita comes from the Sanskrit word asambhavita, which means suddenly. Mishra bole aji mui dekhilu swapna Nimāi karyache jeno shikhar mundana. Jagannātha Miśra replied, Today I dreamt that Nimāi had shaved his head. Gauriya Bhashya. Ekadandi sannyasis burn their sacred threads in the sacrificial fire and shave off their shikas. This was the practice at the time of those sannyasis, who imitated the Buddhist monks. Vedic sannyasis, however, have always accepted the tridanda and kept their shikas. Although the Ekdandi sannyasis follow Buddhist tradition by giving up their shika and sacred thread, they still generally call themselves Vedic sannyasis. There is no need for Paramahamsas to wear saffron cloth and keep their shikas and sacred threads, but Kutichak sannyasis are prohibited from accepting the dress of Paramahamsas. During the manifest pastimes of Sriman Mahaprabhu, the Ekdandi sannyasis who followed Shankaracharya were prominent in North India. The ordinary people of that time accepted that shaving one's shika was a symptom of the sannyas order. And I've heard that Mahaprabhu also didn't have any shika. He was ekadanda, not a tridanda, and he didn't have any shika because he took sannyas in that line. Oh, but wait, did he take in that line? Keshav Bharati. Actually, I'm curious about that. Do you know about that, Kishore? Because, Keshav Bharati, yes. Keshav Bharati is in a personalist line, but I guess he got changed by Mahaprabhu, right?
Yeah, Bharati Sampradaya, which part of the Shankar Sampradaya.
Yes. Okay. Arbhuta sannyasi vesha kahane na jai, hase nache kande Krishna boli sarvadai. I'm unable to describe how wonderfully he looked dressed as a sannyasi. He laughed, danced, and cried while constantly chanting the name of Krishna. Advaita Acharya Adi Jato Bhakta Gan Nimāi Bediya Shabe Koren Kirtan. Headed by Advaita Acharya, the devotees performed kirtan as they circumambulated Nimāi. Kokono Nimāi Boise Vishnur Katai Charana Tuliya De Sabara Mathai. The next moment, I saw Nimāi sitting on Vishnu's Singhasan and placing his feet on the heads of the devotees. Chaturmukha Panchamukha Sahasra Badan Shabe Gayen Jai Shri Sachinandan. Four-headed Brahma, five-headed Shiva, thousand-headed Ananta Shesh. Everyone chanted Jai Sachinandan. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Chaturmukha refers to Lord Brahma. The word Panchamukha refers to Lord Shiva. And the word Sahasra Bandhan refers to Shri Shesh or Ananta. Yeah, and you understand the word meaning of Chaturmukha, Panchamukha, and Sahasra Bandhan, right? Bandhan and Mukh both mean face. So four-faced, five-faced, and thousand-faced. Mahanande Chaturdike Shabe Stuti Kore Dekhiya Amar Bhoye Vakya Nahi Spure. As I watched devotees in all directions offering prayers with great ecstasy, I became speechless out of fear. Kotokhone dekhi koti loka loya Nimāi bulen prati nagare nachiya. Shortly thereafter, I saw Nimāi dancing through the streets of Navadip, surrounded by millions of people. Lokakoti loka Nimāir pache dhai Brahmanda sparshiya sabe haridwani gai. As those innumerable people followed Nimāi, the sound of their chanting the names of Hari pierced the coverings of the universe. Chaturdike shuni matra Nimāir stuti Nilachale jai sarva bhakter sanghati. The only sound I heard was the prayers that were being offered to Nimāi from all sides as they traveled on the path to Nilachal. E swapna dekhi chinta paya sarvathai Virakta hoiya pache putra bahirai. After seeing this dream, I became filled with anxiety that Nimāi will leave home and take sannyas. The word virakta means detached or renounced, and the word bahirai means to go out, to leave home, or to take sannyas. Shachi bole swapna tumi, dekhila goshai, chinta na kori ho ghare. Rohi be Nimāi. Shachi then said, "Although you had such a dream, do not worry. Nimāi will certainly remain at home." Gaudiya Bhashya. In this verse, the word Goshai refers to the Vaishnav husband of Shachi, or the son of an Aryan. Punti chadi Nimāi narane kona karma vidyaras tar hoyache sarva dharma. He is not interested in anything other than his studies, as if that has become his life and soul. E mata parama udar dui jan, nana katha kohe putra sneher karan. In this way, the most exalted couple discussed various topics out of affection for their son. Heno mate koto din thaki mishravar, antardhan hoila nitya shuddha kalevar. After passing some days like this, Jagannātha Miśra, whose body is eternally pure, departed from this world. Antardhan hoilo. Gaudiya Bhashya. The body of Jagannātha Miśra is neither a product of the three modes of material nature, nor is it temporary. He is transcendental to the modes of nature and non-different from Vasudeva, the personification of pure goodness. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata eternally appears in his heart. It is stated in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam 4.3.23 as follows: Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam Yad Iyate Tatra Puman Upavrita Sattve Chatasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Yadhokshajo Me Namasa Vidhiyate. I am always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is always pure consciousness, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Vasudeva, is revealed without any covering. Considering the bodies of Jagannātha Miśra and Shachi Devi as products of material nature like their own bodies, foolish materialists also dare to consider the Satchidananda body of their son, the Supreme Lord Gaurasundar, to be an object of material enjoyment like that of an ordinary conditioned soul. The bodies of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas are certainly not material. Rather, they are completely spiritual. They are not forced to undergo birth and death like conditioned souls. They eternally exist before, during, and after the material creation. In the Padma Purana it is stated, Yatha somitri bharato, yatha sankarshanadaya, tata tenaiva jayante, martya lokam yadrichaya, punastenaiva yasyanti, tad Vishnu shashvatam padam, nakarma pandanam janma, vaishnavanam cha vidyate. Just as Bharat and Lakshman, the son of Sumitra, and just as Sankarshan and other forms of the Supreme Lord appear in this world by their own desire, similarly, the Vaishnavas, who are associates of the Lord, appear with the Lord and then return to the eternal abode with the Lord. The Vaishnavas, like Vishnu, are not subjected to birth as a result of fruitive activities. Misher Vijaye Prabhu Khandila Vistar Dasharata Vijaye Jeheno Raghuvar. After his departure, the Lord cried profusely, just as Ramachandra cried after the departure of Maharaj Dasharatha. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Vijaya refers to the time of death or disappearance. Some editions use the word virahe, which means due to separation. The description of Maharaj Dasharatha's disappearance is found in the Ramayana, Ādi-khaṇḍa, Sarga 103, verses 1-3, 6 and 8. Durnivar Shri Gaura Chandrer Akarshan, Ataeva Rakha Hoilo Air Jivan. Mother Shachi survived simply due to her irresistible attraction for Sri Gaurachandra. Wow, Shachi Mata really had to go through a lot. At first she had, I think it was 8 daughters, right? That died one after another. Then Vishwarup leaves home. Then Jagannātha Miśra departs. And then finally Nimāi leaves her. It's really sad, her story. Mother Shachi survives simply due to her irresistible attraction for Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Durnivar means uninterrupted or inevitable. And the words Gaurachandrar Akarshan refers to loving attraction for Gaur Krishna. Dukha boro e shakal vistar korite, dukha hoy ataeva kohilun sangshepe. Elaborating on these topics is too painful. Therefore, I have given only a brief description. Yeah, really only like 2 or 3 verses about Jagannātha Miśra leaving. Yeah, Vrindavan Das Thakur doesn't like to talk about sad things. That's why he doesn't write very much about Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi either, because he wants Mahaprabhu to be in Navadvip with his long, beautiful hair and like that. That's why. But Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami went very deep into all the viraha. Not Vrindavan Das Thakur, that is too painful for him, but we get it all from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Sorry, did I say? I meant to say Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. 113. He no mate jananir shange gaur hari, achen nigura rupe apana samvari. In this way, Śrī Gaur Hari and his mother controlled their grief as they lived together in seclusion. Pitrihin balaka dekhiya shachi ai, she putra seva boy ar karja nai. Shachi Devi engaged fully in the service of her fatherless son, with no interest in any other activity. Dandeka na dekhe jadi ai Gaurachandra, murcha paye ai dui chokhe hoya andha. She did not see Gaurachandra for a danda. She would faint and become blinded. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word dandik means 1 danda, or about 24 minutes. The words murcha paye means to become unconscious or senseless. The phrase dui choke hoya andha, she was blinded, is used because Nimāi was the eyesight of Mother Shachi. Prabhu o mayere priti kore nirantar, prabodhen tane boli ashvasa uttar. The Lord also constantly displayed affection and pacified his mother with pleasing words. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word prabodhen means to pacify or to solace. And the words ashvasa uttar refers to encouraging, solacing, and reassuring answers. Nimāi said, Shuno mata mone kichu na chinti ho tumi, shakala tomar ache jadi achi ami. He would say, O mother, do not be aggrieved. As long as I am with you, you have everything. Brahma Maheshwarer durlabha loke bole, taha ami tomare aniya dimu hele. I will readily bring you that which people consider rare for even Brahma and Shiva. Shachiyo dekite gora chandrer shrimukh, deho smriti matra nahi, thaki kise dukh. What to speak of her distress? Mother Shachi even forgot her own self upon seeing the beautiful face of Śrī Gaurachandra. Gaudiya Bhashya. Seeing the beautiful lotus face of Nimāi, the personification of ecstatic pastimes, his liberated servants who reside in Vaikuntha forgot themselves and gave up all desire for sense enjoyment. Identifying the material body as the self is found in Durga's kingdom of flickering enjoyment among conditioned souls who are averse to Gaur Krishna and overpowered by nescience. In other words, because they identify the body as their self, they are no better than cows or asses, and they are subjected to the threefold miseries. Sachi Devi is the personification of pure goodness and happiness. She is eternally liberated and the shelter of the transcendental mellow of Vatsalya Ras. Since Sachi Devi is continually engaged in the service of Gaur with no desire for personal sense enjoyment, how can she be afflicted by the threefold miseries born of nescience? Jara, no, that doesn't look right. It should be Jar. Jar smriti matra purna, hoy sarva kam, she prabhu jahar putra rupe vidyaman. Or if it's plural, then it would be Jara. But anyhow. He whose remembrance fulfills the desires of all was personally present in the form of her son. Yeah, so it should be singular. Jar. Tahara kemote dukha rohibe sharire, ananda sarupa korilen jananire. Therefore, how could she remain miserable? Rather, Sachi Devi soon recovered her blissful nature. Heno mate navadvipe viprashishu rupe, achen Vaikuntanath svanubhava sukhe. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha relished ecstasy as a Brahman child in Navadvip. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nimāi is the transcendental Satchid Ananda Supreme Personality of Godhead. He does not experience happiness like that derived by conditioned souls from their perishable gross and subtle bodies born of nescience. He is self-satisfied and enjoys eternal spiritual happiness. Another reading of Svanubhava Sukhe is Svanubhava Sukhe, not Bhava, but Bhava Sukhe, which means happiness due to his own opulence. Ghare matra hoy daridratar prakash, agya jeno maheshwarer vilas. Although the Lord's house displayed all the symptoms of poverty, he would make demands like the King of Kings. Gaudiya Bhashya. The words Daridratar Prakash refer to the condition of poverty of an ordinary living entity. Wherever Shri Gaur Narayan, who is full with 6 opulences, is present, that place is devoid of poverty and want. The phrase Jeno Mahamaheshwarir Vilas refers to the independent will of Shri Narayan, who is full in 6 opulences. Ki thakuk na thakuk nahi ko vichar, chahile na paile rakha nahi ar. He never considered whether there was anything at home or not. If he didn't get what he demanded, there would be no escape from his wrath. Ghara dwara bhangiya phelen she khane, apnar apochoy taha nahi jane. If he didn't get what he wanted, he would even break the door of the house without considering that it was his loss. Tatapi ho sachi je chahen she khane, nana jatne den putra sneher karane. Still, out of affection, Sachi would try to immediately give him whatever he demanded. That's Ekadina Prabhu choli len Ganga snane, toila amala ki chahe jana nir sthane. One day, as the Lord prepared to go to take bath in the Ganga, he asked his mother for oil and amalaki. Divyamala sugandhi chandana deha more, Ganga snan kori chaya Ganga puji bare. I want to worship the Ganga after taking bath, he said, so please give me a garland and some sandalwood paste. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word chaya means want or desire. Jananir kohen bap shuno man diya, kone ka apekha koro mala ani giya. His mother replied, "Please listen, my dear child. I will go and bring a garland. Just wait a moment." Ani giya jay matra shunila vachan, krodhe rudra hoilen shachir nandan. As soon as he heard the words, "I will go and bring," that she wasn't going to just give it to him immediately, but she's going to go and bring it, the son of Shachi became as angry as Lord Rudra. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Rudra refers to Lord Shiva's form as the destroyer. It also means formidable, fierce, terrible, and blazing. Ekhon jaiba tumi mala anibare, eto boli kruddha hoya praveshila ghare. You will go now to get a garland? You don't already have it ready? Saying this, the Lord angrily entered the house. Jotek achilo ganga joler kolas, age sab bhangilen hoy krodavash. In an angry mood, the Lord first broke all the pots of Ganga water. Toila grita lavana achilo jate jate, sarva churna korilen Tenga loi hate. Then he took a stick and broke the containers of oil, ghee, and salt to pieces. Choto boro ghare joto chilo ghotanam, sab bhangilen icha moy Bhagavan. The Supreme Independent Lord then broke the small and big clay pots that were used for auspicious ceremonies. Gada gadi jai ghare toila ghrita dugda, tandul karpasa dhanya lona bodi mudgha. Oil, ghee, milk, rice, cotton, paddy, salt, bori, and mung dal were strewn throughout the entire house. Bori is this little, I think it's made out of dal and other things, and it's like a little, don't know how to explain it. The word lona is a corruption of the word lavana, which means salt. Jateko achilo sika taniya krodaveshe phele prabhu chindiya. In an angry mood, the Lord tore down and smashed all the hanging pots. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word sika refers to a pot for keeping various things hanging from the ceiling by rope. Vastra adi jata kichu pailen ghare, khan kore chiri phele dui kore. He tore apart the cloth and everything else he found in the house. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word khan comes from the word khanda, which means pieces. The word chiri comes from the Sanskrit root chid, which means to pierce or to cut. Shab bhangi ar jadi nahi avashesh, tabe sheshe griha prati hoilo krodaveshe. After breaking everything, he directed his anger on the house. Dohatiya thenga pare griher upare, heno prana nahi karo je nishedh kore. Holding a stick in his two hands, he began striking the house. No one dared to restrain him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Dohatiya thenga pare indicates that Nimāi held a stick in his two hands and started beating. Dohatiya means two hands. Thenga comes from the word danda, which means stick. And pare comes from the Sanskrit root para, which means to hit or to beat. Ghar dwara bhangi sheshe vrikher dekhiya, tahar upare thenga pare dohatiya. Then, after smashing the doors and house, he began hitting a tree with his stick. Tatapi ho krodaveshe khama nahi hoy, sheshe prithivite thenga nahi samuchoy. Still, his anger did not subside, and he began striking the earth. Griher upante shachi shashankita hoya, mahabhoye achen jeheno lukaya. Mother Shachi fearfully hid in a corner of the house. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word upante means at the end, or in a corner, or to one side. Dharma samsthapaka Prabhu Dharma Sanatan Jananire hasta nahi tolen kokon. The Lord is a personification of religious principles. He advented to establish Sanatan Dharma, so he never tried to hit his mother. Hare Krishna Shubhananda Prabhu. Etadrisha krodha aro achen vyanjiya tatapiya jananire namarila giya. Hare Prabhu. Although the Lord was filled with anger, he would not hit his mother. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word vyanjiya means by exhibiting or by manifesting. E shakala bhangiya sheshe asiya angane gora gori jaite lagila krodha mane. After breaking everything he could, the Lord finally began to roll in the courtyard out of anger. She kanaka anga hoila baluka veshtita she hoilo mahashobha akhatya charita. As the golden limbs of the Lord became covered with sand, he appeared indescribably beautiful. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word akhatya charita means with indescribable glories. Kotokhane Mahaprabhu Gada Gari Diya Sthir hoy rohilen Shayana Koriya. After rolling on the grounds for some time, Gaur calms down as he continued lying there. Shemate drishti koila yoga nidra prati Prithivite shuyache Vaikunte pati. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha entered into yoga nidra, into a deep, mystic slumber, as he lay there on the ground. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word yoga nidra indicates that the Lord slept with the help of Yoga Maya, which is his independent spiritual nourisher of his transcendental pastimes. Yoga Maya to the rescue. Anante Rishi Vigrahe Jahar Shayan Lakshmi Jar Pada Parma Seve Anukhan Chari Vede Je Prabhure Kore Anveshane She Prabhu Jayen Nidra Shachir Angane. He who lies on the body of Ananta, he whose lotus feet are constantly served by the goddess of fortune, he who is to be known through the Vedas, that same Lord was now sleeping in the courtyard of Shachi. Ananta Brahmanda Jar Loma Kupe Bhase Srishti Stiti Pralay Koroye Jar Dase Brahma Shiva Adi Matta Jar Guna Dhyane Heno Prabhu Nidra Jan Shachir Angane. He whose hair pores are the source of innumerable universes. He whose servants direct the creation, maintenance, and destruction of those universes. He whose glories intoxicates the minds of even Shiva and Brahma. That same Lord was now sleeping in the courtyard of Shachi. E Mata Mahaprabhu Swanubhava Rase Nidra Jai Dekhi Sarva Deve Kande Hase. As the Supreme Lord thus relished Yoga Nidra, all the demigods either cried or laughed. Kotokhane Shachi Devi Mala Anaiya Ganga Puji Bar Sajja Pratyakha Koriya. Shortly thereafter, Shachi Devi brought a garland and other ingredients for worshipping the Ganga. Dhire dhire putrer Shri Ange hasta diya Dhula jhari tulite lagila Devi giya. She slowly brushed the sand off the Lord's body and lifted him up. Utho utho bhap mor hero mala dhoro apana ichai giya Ganga puja koro. Get up, my dear son. Open your eyes and take this garland. go worship the Ganga as you desire. Bhalo hoilo bap joto felila bhangia, jauk tomar shabo balai loia. It is good that you have broken everything. I hope that all future impediments have been destroyed by this act. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word balai comes from the Arabian word balaha, which means danger, inauspicious, improper, or sinful. Interesting. Jananir Bhakya Shuni Shri Gaura Sundar Chalila Korite Snan Lajita Antar. On hearing his mother's words, Śrī Gaurasundar felt embarrassed and went to take bath. Once again, just checking everything's running okay. I think so, but I just want to see. Okay, yes. Okay, Eta Shachi Sarvagriha Kori Upaskar Randhaner Udyoga Lagila Koribar. Meanwhile, Mother Shachi cleans the house and prepared to cook. Yadyapiha Prabhu eto kore apachoy tatapi Shachir chitte dukha nahi hoy. Although the Lord destroyed so many things, Shachi did not feel any distress. Krishner chapalya jeno ashesha prakare Yashoda sahilen Gokul nagare. She simply tolerated Gaura's mischief, just as Mother Yashoda tolerated Krishna's unlimited mischief in Gokul. E mata Gauranger jata chanchalata sahilen Ādi-khaṇḍa Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. In this way, Shachi, the mother of the universe, constantly tolerated all of Gauranga's mischievous activities. Ishwarer krida jani kohite kotega, e mata chanchalata koren jatek. I am unable to describe the many other similar mischievous pastimes performed by the Lord. Shakala shahen ai, kai vakyamane, oelen shachi jeno prithvi apane. Mother Shachi tolerated them all with her body, mind, and speech, as though she was the mother of earth herself. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Jeno Prithvi Apane indicates that Shachi became as tolerant as Mother Earth. Kotokhane Mahaprabhu Kori Ganga Snan Ailen Grihe Krida Moy Bhagavan. After some time, Nimāi, the supreme enjoyer of various pastimes, returned home after taking bath in the Ganga. Vishnu Puja Kori Tulasi Re Jal Diya Bhojana Korite Prabhu Boshilen Giya. The Lord then worshipped Vishnu, offered water to Tulsi, and sat down for his meal. Bhojan Koriya Prabhu Hoila Harshaman Achman Kori Koren Tambul Charvan. Fully satisfied after his meal, the Lord washed his hands and then chewed some betel nut. Dhire dhire ay tobe bolite lagila, eto apachoy bap ki karje korila. Thereafter, Mother Shachi softly asked him, "My dear son, why have you destroyed so many things?" Gar dhara dravya jata shakali tomar, apachoy tomar sheki dai amar. The house and its door belongs to you. Destroying them is your loss. It is not my concern. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word dai means profit or loss, connection, relation, necessity, or responsibility. Poribare tumi bolo ekhoni jaiba, gharete shambal nahi, gali ki kaiba. You say that you will go to school now, but I have nothing left at home. What will you eat tomorrow? Gaudiya Bhashya. The word sambal comes from the Sanskrit root sam, which means requirement or livelihood. Ase Prabhu jananir shuniya vachan, Prabhu bole Krishna poshta koribe poshan. The Lord smiled and said, Krishna is the maintainer of everyone. He will maintain us. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word poshta means the maintainer. Eto boli pustaka loiya Prabhu kore, Saraswati pati choli len poribare. Saying this, the Lord, who is the husband of the goddess of learning, took his books and went off to school. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Saraswati Pati refers to Śrī Krishna, the husband of spiritual knowledge, or Saraswati. Kotokhan vidyaras kori kutuhale, janavir kule ailen sandhya kale. After happily enjoying his studies, the Lord went to the Ganga in the evening. Kotokhan thaki Prabhu janavir tire, tabe puna ailen apana mandire, jananire dako diya aniya nibhrite, devya swarna tola dui dila tanhate. The Lord then called his mother to a secluded place and gave her 20 grams of gold. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word nibhrite refers to a secluded or private place. Dekho mata Krishna e dilen sambal, iha bhangaiya vyai koroho shakal. Dear mother, see what Krishna has given. Please get it exchanged for our necessities. The word bhangaiya means to accept some items or smaller change in exchange. The word koroho means to arrange or to carry out. Eto boli Mahaprabhu chalila shayane, parama vismita hoy, ai mane gane. Thereafter the Lord went to bed, while the astonished Shachi Devi considered. Kota hoite suvarna anaye bare bar, pache kon pramada janmai asi ar. From where does he bring this gold so often? I am afraid that later on some problem might arise. Gaudiya Bhashya, is he stealing it? I don't know if that's what's being implied there. But Gaudiya Bhashya, the word pramad means danger or harmful. Jai matra shambal sankocha hoy ghare, shei e mata shona ane bare bare. Whenever there is a shortage of necessities at home, he has brought gold. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase sambal sankocha refers to a lack of resources. Kiba dharo kore kiba kon siddhi jane, kon rupe kara shona ane va kemone. How does he borrow it? Or does he know some mystic power? Otherwise, whose gold is it? And how does he get it? Gaudiya Bhashya. The word dharo means dhar means to borrow. And the word siddhi is found in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 11:15 verses 4-5. Among the 8 primary mystic perfections, the 3 by which one transforms one's own body are anima, becoming smaller than the smallest, mahima, becoming greater than the greatest, and laghima, becoming lighter than the lightest. Through the perception of prapti, one acquires whatever one desires. And through prakamya siddhi, one experiences any enjoyable object, either in this world or the next. Through ishita siddhi, one can manipulate the sub-potencies of Maya, and through the controlling potency called vashita siddhi, one is unimpeded by the 3 modes of nature. One who has acquired kama vasayita siddhi can obtain anything from anywhere to the highest possible limit. My dear gentle Uddhav, these 8 mystic perfections are considered to be naturally existing and unexcelled within this world. One may also refer to verses 6-8 of the same chapter. Maha akaitava ai parama udar, bhangaite diteyo dhorai bare bar. The supremely honest and magnanimous Sachi became fearful of getting gold exchanged so often. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Maha Akaitava means devoid of duplicity, devoid of cheating, or most simple. The word Dhorai comes from the Hindi word Darna, which means to be afraid. Dash thai pancha thai dekhaiya age lokere shikai ai bangai be tobe. Shachi would have the gold checked by 5 or 10 people before getting it exchanged. Henamate Mahaprabhu Sarva Siddhishvar Gupta Bhave Ache Navadviper Bhitar. In this way, the Supreme Lord of all mystic powers secretly resided in Navadvip. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Sarva Siddhishvar refers to the master of the 8 yogic perfections. In this regard, one may refer to Srimad Bhagavatam 11:15 verses 10 to 17. Okay, so I will end here for today. We're ending a bit early today, 10 minutes early. I kind of want to lay down though, so kind of why, yeah. And tomorrow, I don't know what the topics are for tomorrow's reading actually. Yeah, so we'll just have to find out. I didn't look ahead. So I'll do a little kirtan and Jaidwani, and then we can end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sachidhananda, Jai Gaura Hari, Sachidhananda, Jai Gaura Hari, Jai Sachidhananda, Gaura Hari, Sachidhananda, Jai Gaura Hari, Jai Radha, Jai Gurudeva, 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 Jai Gurudeva, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai, Naam Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gaura Mandala, Vraja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund Ki Jai, Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya Ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai, Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai, Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. Shri Srila Das Thakur ki jai, Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, Grantharaj Śrīmad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Jagannātha Miśra ki jai, Shri Sachi Maya ki jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nimāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next chapter. I didn't look ahead, so I don't know what we're reading tomorrow. But yeah, we'll be surprised then, I guess. All right, thank you so much for also tolerating my I've been really out of it these days. As I mentioned, I was vomiting all night, didn't sleep a wink. And, but I think today I'm going to take it really easy and hopefully I'll be better. Oh, but Kishore, you were wondering before what the situation is with the books? Well, last night at 1:30, I think it was, it was like 2 o'clock, we finished moving all the boxes of books to into the truck to Delhi. That was the last pile of books that we needed to take care of, and so it's all finished. The whole time I've been here, every day I've been dealing with all this book stuff. Now finally it's the last day, and I think because before I left, if you remember, when I was in Navadip, I got pretty sick, and then Jantima needed help, like desperately. There's nobody here to help her. And so then I went to on a train, and then when I arrived in Vrindavan, I got some energy, and I was all better, and I was moving tons of boxes and doing all sorts of hard labor and all that. And then as soon as it was finished, my body, I again got sick. I think maybe I was Gurudev just put my sickness on pause for a minute, and then when it was over, it's okay, you can resume being sick now. But yeah, so anyhow, now I'll be able to go to sleep early and take it easy, and I will be less sufferable. Is that the word? Yeah, during these programs. Thanks, Champakti.
Thank you, Prabhu. Feel better. I hope you feel better and take rest.
Thank you, Prabhu. And you said Bhavatarani Mataji is arriving tonight, right?
Tonight, yeah. I have to make sure. Tungavidya said that somebody has to tell the guard that she's coming. She's arriving at 4 p.m. in Delhi.
That's a good amount of time. It'll probably take 1 hour for customs, and then so that's 5 o'clock, and then it takes 3 to 4 hours. Yeah. And they close the gate at 10. So she shouldn't be way too late, but still I can mention something to the security guard. But I don't think...
thank you. I'll be very thankful.
Does she have a phone?
Yes, but it's her phone right now is only WhatsApp, and so I don't know if she'll have
well, she can send a WhatsApp message if there's any problem, and then I can go down if there's... Yeah.
You want me to give it to you now, or okay?
After I can send you, I'll send you a message on Messenger. And
okay, great. Thank you.
All right, before everybody leaves, I just want to quickly pranams to Ganga Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, Sudevi Didi, Indira Mataji, Jagadish Pandit Prabhu, Dandavat pranams. Dandavat pranams, everybody, Indira Mataji. And then here in Zoom, there is Nri Hari Prabhu, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu, and Champak Didi. Dandavat pranams, all of you. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. And Kishore, is there anything that you wanted to bring up? Anything that was on your mind?
Tomorrow is gonna be a fun reading. That's all.
What is it? Give us a hint, because I don't know what it is. What's coming up?
Nimāi, Gaur Haribol.
You don't. It's gonna be a surprise. You don't want to. You don't want to. Okay. Yeah. Is it the marriage of Lakshmi? Is it the marriage with Lakshmi Priya? I'm just guessing.
No, I think that comes way later. Anyway, Johnny
Okay, well-
get some rest, bro.
Okay. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow. Haribol.